Hello everyone, live from the CNN Centre here in Atlanta. I'm Linda Kincaid in for Halagrani. Tonight, as Omicron continues its seemingly relentless march, Europe is bracing for another difficult Christmas. And after his party loses a seat they've held for nearly 200 years, Boris Johnson remains defiant in the face of calls for him to resign. And China is strongly criticising Washington's move to ban imports from the Xinjiang province over forced labour concerns. Once again, Europe is facing a surge of COVID cases across the continent. For the past 3 days, the UK has reported record numbers of cases. Today, over 93,000 cases in just the past 24 hours. Just look at the spike the country is seeing. In France, it's a concern not just for adults, but for kids too. Health officials are reporting very high infection rates in children aged 6 to 10. And governments across the continent are understandably worried, doing everything they can to try and fight back. Italy is curbing social events, and Denmark announced it will shut cinemas, museums and theatres to try and curb the spread. And in the last hour, the Irish government has announced an 8 p.m. curfew for restaurants and bars. Well, I want to get the latest from CNN's Sama Abdelaziz. She has this report from London as Europe looks to the UK with a sense of dread of what might yet be to come.
It feels like everyone here has a case of the holiday blues. The UK is dealing with record-breaking case numbers of COVID-19, tens of thousands of people testing positive for the virus just days before Christmas. It's forcing many into self-isolation, forcing families to cancel their Christmas plans, and it means that many people, yet again, for another year, will be alone on the holidays. As for businesses, some of them forced to close their doors due to staff calling out sick and client cancellations. Prime Minister Boris Johnson now being accused of lockdown by stealth. And what's happening here in the UK, as it's very much in the midst of this Omicron wave, is a harbinger for what's to come across the world. Take a look.
A depressing dose of déjà vu, another holiday season in pandemic. And again, worrying scenes inside France's ICUs. Coronavirus cases here and across Europe are exploding. Germany's government is warning of massive challenge from a potential fifth wave as Omicron spreads faster than any other variant of COVID-19.
We know that the Omicron variant is really threatening us. It is spreading at a ferocious pace and potentially has the risk of escaping our vaccines, at least partially. We know that our healthcare systems are overstretched right now, and this is partly linked to the large number of unvaccinated patients.
The European Union will order 180 million extra doses of Pfizer vaccine, which may eventually be adapted to the Omicron variant. Fear is spurring action. Italy is vaccinating children as young as 5, part of an EU campaign to immunize the very young. New Year's Eve events impacted too. Rome's iconic street party canceled this year amid fears the gathering could spike cases. British nightclubs hosted a celebratory return to normalcy this summer. Now the Welsh government says they'll be the first to close after Christmas.
People go there in order to be up close and personal. And we know that Omicron is particularly likely to lead to super spreader events where people are packed in together in that way.
Businesses across the world forced to shut as staff fall ill and cancellations skyrocket. Hamilton, the hit Broadway musical, is one of several shows to close its doors due to COVID cases among actors and staff. New York suffering a surge of positive cases as President Biden offered this stark warning.
For unvaccinated, we are looking at a winter of severe illness and death for unvaccinated. For themselves, their families, and the hospitals they'll soon overwhelm.
In South Africa, though, some possible hopeful signs amid record case numbers.
Although there is a rapid rise in hospitalization because we come from a very low base at the end of the third wave, the large majority of also these hospitalized patients are fairly mild.
While possibly less severe to the vaccinated, with Omicron's rapid spread, it's the sheer volume of cases that could threaten all of us.
It's the ferocity and the speed with which Omicron spreads that has so many health officials here worried. They point to that R number, the R figure of 3 to 5 for Omicron, which means for every one person infected, on average, they could infect 3 to 5 others. And the fear is on hospital admissions here, because you have tens of thousands of positive cases that potentially some of them could turn up in hospital later on. And of course, there's only a finite number of hospital beds. That's why everyone in this country is being warned to think carefully about their Christmas plans and prioritize their social gatherings. Sam Abdulaziz, CNN, London.
Well, I want to bring in our Jim Bitterman now, who's in Paris for us. And Jim, in just 3 hours from now, the new French travel ban comes into effect, banning non-essential travel to the UK. Has there been a last-minute rush to board planes and trains to get out?
I think to some extent, Linda, but I think what more people have been interested in was just happened in the last half hour here, and that is we have heard from the Prime Minister in the last half hour about what he's learned from this Health Defense Council meeting that's been taking place late this afternoon. And in that meeting, this is the last meeting before Christmas, they say. In any case, in that meeting, they've decided a few things that are going to impact the holidays directly. Basically, they're going to ban the kind of celebrations that you normally see here at New Year's Eve, for example, a gathering on the Champs-Élysées going to be banned. Other public gatherings are going to, and fireworks displays are going to be banned. Discotheques are already closed, but that's going to be something that's also going to impinge on the holidays. They're going to expand as well the health pass. They're going to make it not just a health pass, they're going to make it a vaccination pass. And the reason for that is that the health pass used to be, is required everywhere here. It used to be subverted by the fact that a person could get a last-minute COVID test and still get into a bar, a restaurant, or something like that without showing the health pass. Now, however, in January, they've announced they're going to change the rules on that. It's going to become a vaccination pass, and that's going to really encourage people to get vaccinated. The Prime Minister pointed out that, in fact, there's 6 million French who are still not vaccinated, and they're going to accelerate the vaccination campaign here. Linda?
Yeah, a lot of changes, more restrictions in place as we continue to see that surge. Jim Bitterman for us in Paris. Thanks very much.